These ditch lilies have been in our yard since we moved in here in 1986. And they've actually been given away and they're put in other people's yards. I love how beautiful they are against the white fence. And for many years we didn't know they were called ditch lilies. But you have to ignore, we're digging a pipe. You see, it rained a lot last night. It rained so much last night I was worried I wouldn't have any flowers today. But I got plenty. Aren't they gorgeous? So the scientific name is Hemerocallis vulva. I don't like that name. I like ditch lilies. The family is the Hemerocallidaceae. Well, that's the subfamily. The family is the Asphodelaceae. Asphodelaceae, something like that. The name Hemerocallis is from a Greek word, hemera, for day, and a Greek word kalos for beauty, in that each beautiful flower only lasts a day. So day beauties, I kind of like that. And this is a type of daylily. We'll talk more about daylilies, but ditch lilies are the most common. So I've separated out ditch lilies as they seem to be a standalone voluminous flower, and they are the original daylilies. To me, the other species of daylilies, the Hemerocallis hybrid, are specialized and hybridized, and so I'm putting them in a separate video when they bloom. These are blooming before the other ones. There's a Hemerocallis, am I saying that right? Hemerocallis, I'm getting there. Fulva, which is a lemon lily. It's also known, well, it has another scientific name, species name, other than Fulva. And you note that Fulva has an FLA in it, while these are Fulva with a U in it. Both are known as the old-fashioned orange and yellow daylilies. I may need to get some of the yellow ones and put them down there. There are 10 to 20 flowers on each flower stalk. Wow. I'm going to count here in a second. And each flower only blooms for 1 day, and they bloom in succession. And they are trumpet shaped. See how this one is like a trumpet? Toot your horn. That's why I was worried about the rain we had last night. Oh man, did we have rain. Because I knew that yesterday's flowers were going to be gone, and I wasn't sure how many were going to be here. They always open up with the sun. If it wasn't sunny, I'm so thankful the sun came out, then we wouldn't see them. So here's a stalk. I'm just being observant. Here's yesterday's flower. Here's today's flower. That's 2. Don't think there are any more that have already bloomed. So here's 3, 4, 5, 6 getting ready to bloom. And 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 on this stalk. Shall we check another one? So here's another one. Yesterday's bloom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a tiny one in there. Do you see it? On this side so you can see it. Look, there it is, tiny, getting ready to come out. Now I've lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this one splits just like the other one. Today's bloom is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's some really tiny ones here too. So 11 on this one. There are no spots on the daylily, so they are not tiger lilies. as some would call them. We heard them called tiger lilies for many years till we learned they were ditch lilies. Now tiger lilies are actually true lilies that are Asiatic lilies. I have some in my yard. They're not blooming yet, but eventually I'll do a video of the tiger lilies that are real lilies. The ditch lilies, though, really put on a show. So if they have these leaves like you see here, which are like big tall grass leaves, these are daylilies, not true lilies. So the leaves must die back so the nutrients go back into the tubers that are underground. Now the tubers are how they spread, although, you know, we have never had them spread out into the yard more. These kind of stay in their place. I guess because there's a concrete wall on the left side here. I don't know. But after blooming, I cut the flower stalks back and I leave the mounds of grass, which actually looks really nice. And they usually stay that way till about September when they start dying back. And then we mow right over them. So these are best if you put them right out in the yard rather than your garden. And if you leave the flower stalks long enough, you see they're green right now. They will actually turn brown, and when they turn brown, you can actually just grab them and yank them and pull them out of the ground. They're really easy to deal with. They like full sun, but I have them planted in the shade at times, and they still bloom. They seem to thrive wherever I put them. They don't make great cut flowers, although I have used them that way in the past. And the reason being is you have to cut them back here, and then you have it going this way, and then you have it going this way. And if you give this away as a gift in a flower bouquet, the next day this won't be blooming because they are day lilies. And so the people will freak out and think that, you know, their flower only lasted a day. But then if you leave it in the water, like take this one off and leave it in your vase, eventually all these others will bud up. So as long as you make sure you have buds on them when you put them on the vase, they will bloom and continue to bloom in succession. But I just don't like that. So I don't think they make really great cut flowers. If you were having a party and you only needed them to bloom for a day, then they would be a good cut flower. So I read that ditch lilies are an invasive, non-native plant. So they're not native here in Missouri, and they're invasive. As I said, I've never had them become invasive. They just stay in their spot. So I can dig them up and share them with other people. I'll show you some I shared. And they're blooming in a neighbor's yard, and they're also blooming elsewhere in our yard. And they have spread, but it's like they reach a certain point and that's where they stop. And when I share it, they fill in the area where I dug them up, and then they don't go anymore. So I don't really feel like they're invasive. I'm going to put on my list a division of lilies. So lilies are in 9 different divisions, and I'm not sure, I couldn't figure out which one ditch lilies were in. And so, but I'm going to still have that list there, and if I ever figure it out, I'll update my website page. So I do have a bunch here. I got one starting to bloom right there at our mailbox that came from the backyard. And here is our neighbor's ditch lilies that are literally in a ditch that came from our yard. Get a little closer. They're probably looking out the window going, there she goes, filming in our yard now. Because they see us filming outside all the time. But isn't it fabulous? They're so easy to maintain, and he will leave this until it dies back, and then he literally just mows over it. So see, it's in a ditch. an actual ditch, and they kind of have kept their space on that side of the ditch.